Hi guys, so following on from my garden find Volkswagen bay window recovery mission, I thought I'd do a separate video now, which is its first start in over 30 years. Now, it is very true, this van has not driven or started or even really turned over in over 30 years. Now, when I first got the van the other day, I realised the engine was seized, which is quite common for air-cooled engines to seize when they've not been used for a long time. However, by soaking a little bit of WD-40 and a tiny bit of oil down the ports on the engine, I have managed to get it moving. Now, I've not yet had it turning over on the key. I put a battery on it a minute ago and tried to turn it over on the key, and I just got a clicking, which probably means the starter motor is sticking as it's not turned over in all that time. So I've got my battery ready. I've got some fuel, which I've made this clever little bottle with a hole in to put a fuel hose in. I put a new set of points in it. I put a new dizzy cap on it, just checked a few basic things. So I'm going to get underneath and give the starter motor a few smacks and see if we can get it turning over on the key. That's the first thing, and then we'll see if we can get spark, add a bit of fuel and see what happens. First of all, I'm going to give you a quicker little look at the engine. It does look in quite a sorry state. So that's the battery tray on that side where the battery should sit. Obviously there's no battery tray in there, there's just a big rusty hole, so I'll have to balance the battery sort of on here when I try and get it running. But yeah, it looks like it's in a sorry state. However, it does now turn over. Now this little plaque on here actually indicates that the engine has been previously rebuilt. That's not an original plaque, that's been riveted on there at some point in its life. So the engine has previously had a rebuild, which is kind of good news because it means, you know, it's going to be slightly better internally than it could have been. Now what I did do when I was having a little play yesterday was I clamped this hose off here. This is a big vacuum pipe which runs to your brakes to do your servo. If that has a leak in it, your engine's never going to run right or start. So I blanked it off at first, but then what I actually did is I fitted a proper blanker on the pipe there just to eliminate any air leaks through that. So we've got all the signs of an engine that should run despite its looks. So yeah, let's see if we can get the starter motor turning it over. Now, I'm in the cab of the vehicle. I've got ignition lights, which is a good sign, but when I'm turning the key, I'm not getting anything. The key even feels a little bit tight to turn in the barrel, but I think it's probably starter motor. So I'm gonna go and give it a few more taps. Right, a few more taps have been tapped. Ooh. Are we ready? It's getting a click. I'm getting a click now. Oh! Hey! Now what I have just made now is this very clever little tool, which is basically a piece of wire with a spade connection on the end. As when you're in the front of the vehicle trying to turn the engine over with the key, you can't be back here having to play trying to get it to fire. So what I've done previously on cars like this where I've tried to get them to start is you put the little spade onto the starter motor terminal, which is the terminal that when you turn the key will turn the engine over. So put that on there, and then as dodgy as this sounds, just use this little bit of live wire to just touch on the live of the battery, which will then make the engine turn over. And it just gives you a bit more control to be here whilst the engine has that first start. Now this is a sketchy way of now getting the van to start. Right, we've got fuel, we've got spark, we've got a starter. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Just like that, she runs. So now I'm laying back underneath the van to pull off my little wire that I put on and put the original starter wire back on to see if we can actually get it running off the key. Right, we're ready then. So this will be this first start off the key. in over 30 years. I don't know if it's going to work. It's clicking again. Oh, there we go. It runs. Look at that. Now, because I'm feeling really brave and really cocky, I'm actually going to now try and reverse the van back. That went 10 times better than I thought it would. I can't believe the van has actually drove for the first time in 30 years or more. So that's great news. Thanks for watching, folks. Stay tuned because I'm now going to do a separate video all about the interior of this van, which is pretty minging. Thanks.